So this is going to be web animations that will be embedded in Adobe Captivate. This is a sample slide showing it. On the left is the exercise with the exercise data. And this is what the display of the completed ticket will look like within the animation. And this is why it needs to be able to scroll. So we can see here that it's a buy ticket with a fake account number, and then 100 shares for Starbucks, and notice that it displays the Starbucks Corp there, and market, MKT under price, it displays market data information. It's a held ticket, day for time in force, cash, unsolicited, and standard commission. And then it'll display when they enter the ticket correctly, it'll have a success box like this one shown right here, and it says click next to continue, which will pick up with the Adobe controls down here. So that does not need to be driven by JavaScript. That will be built-in controls with Adobe Captivate. The review all button will be used as the submit button to evaluate whether their selections are correct. Now here is entering an order in the practice system. So first we're going to select from the pull down menu. So the pull down menu should look like that when they click the little down arrow, and they're going to select buy, but they can be able to select the other ones and be able to proceed with filling out the thing. It's not going to evaluate it until they click review all. Notice that the background turns dark green here and light green here, and then they'll enter the quantity, and they have to enter the fake account number as it's given to them in the instructions. So on the exercise 1, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And their advisor number 1, 2, 3 is 0, 0, 0. And for this exercise, they need to enter SBUX, and then it's going to be held day. It's going to be, and see, each of these has a pull down menu that needs to be able to pull down so they can make choices in there. So it's going to be a market order. Notice that once I left that field, it populated Starbucks and it gave me some market data. We can just use fill in right here. We don't need live data at all, just sample data like this that's shown. This is the instructions pull down, held or not held. And this is the time in force, so day, good till canceled, and at the opening, the correct answer is day. Then cash margin or short, it's going to be cash, it's going to be unsolicited, and it's going to be standard commission. This text down here is going to say order received by advisor, comma B, and then the date and time can be just generic. It doesn't have to be actual. So that is exercise 1. Now on exercise 2, they have Jane Doe with a different account number, 23456, 100 shares of McDonald's, and it's a sell. So over on the blank order ticket that will be presented for them for the exercise 2, they will select sell. Notice that it changes to red. With the pink background, it's going to be 100 shares still, but the code is going to be MCD, and it's going to be market and day and cash. And see, it did an update to show McDonald's there, presented that way, and some market information, which we can reuse the same information. And then the rest of this, they're going to fill out the same. So once they get all that filled out right, down here, it needs to say this right here. Ticket is valid to review once they complete all the fields. As soon as all of these have entries in them, then we need to display this. And then make the review all button available. So this is exercise 2. Exercise 3 is bin client, account number 34567 and 100. She's going to sell 100 shares of Apple and buy 100 shares of IBM, and then same account and office number. And so it's 2 tickets, and it's going to have the same functionality as the previous 2 exercises, but they have to do a double ticket. So the way the double ticket displays, let me shrink that. So we on a double ticket, you just have 2 tickets like this. So the first one they're going to do is a sell, and it's going to be 100 shares of Apple. So as soon as they entered Apple, see it changed that to say Apple Inc. And then market held, and we have to fill in that it's cash, and it's unsolicited, and it's standard. And we're not going to show the expanded view, so don't worry about the expansion underneath there. And then on this one, it's going to be a buy, and they're going to buy 100 shares of IBM. And see, it says international, abbreviated international there, INTL, business, and then the ... market held, day, cash, margin, unsolicited, and standard. Then they would do the review all, and it would review that, and if they got it correct, it would say the success. If they get it wrong, right here it'll be a red box, and it'll say order not entered correctly. And then around the errors, so see how the program automatically puts a red highlight box around the field that's incorrect or missing. So if they enter any entries that are incorrect, we wanted to have that red outline displayed around the incorrect actions. So like if they selected sell here, we would want a red box around it because it's supposed to be a buy. And that's it. 3 exercises simulating that with the drop downs.